Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and I wanted to let you guys know that I've been catching up what's going on with Young Justice, like I said I would, and I don't physically have the comics, but I've been just reading about what's been going on, and it seems that Brian Michael Bendis is actually trying to recapture some of the Young Justice comics that Jeff Johns did a long time ago, trying to get them more into that I would say that teen aspect, like he was trying to do with Teen Titans, but do it also with Young Justice. Um, Now here's like I said, the thing about Brian Michael Bendis, he's really good at building. He's really good at building a lot, but the problem is he goes off on weird tangents. If someone was there to tell him, no, keep on this, don't go off on some weird tangent, especially if what he's trying to present to them is gonna make them go off on a weird. If it's that, then they're gonna rein him in, because the thing is that he's gonna build so much that it's gonna be hard to for any other writer to try to adapt and build, because the one of the worst things to ever do is build something so huge that it's gonna be kind of hard to keep that contained, and that's one of the main reasons. That was one of the biggest reasons why they kept doing crisis events, because the DC universe has gotten so big, and there was no way to keep it into a stronger consensus. They had to do a crisis event just to wipe out certain things, comics that wasn't selling, characters that wasn't really doing very well. That's why they got rid of Ted Kord. They got rid of Ted Kord and introduced Jaime Reyes. Um, they got rid of a lot of characters in the night in the during the first not the first Crisis on Infinite Earths. Then Infinite Crisis, they did a huge wipe of the board. So it was a lot of stuff. And then Final Crisis was supposed to actually fix everything. And then what happened was it got even more muddled. And they said, okay, well, Marvel was doing their Marvel was doing something so big that it looked like it was going to start fixing things. And they saw that everything was fixed, but they said, what else are we doing? It's time to evolve it. So that's when they did Flashpoint, and they tried to make it more modern. So they were trying to make everything more modern and get back to something that looks more in today's look. I liked it. I liked the New 52 because of how they made the characters look. There was a lot of the stories. There was a few stories I liked. I liked a few of the stories. I liked how they did New 52 Superman. I felt that he was very well done. I understand how people felt about it. I really do. But I liked how they did the New 52 Superman. He was a little more brash. He was young. Getting rid of both his parents and having them basically be a little bit more brash, being a little bit more a lot more arrogant. He is a little bit more arrogant and self-centered. But the thing is, at the core of it, he was using his powers for the goodness for the goodness for the good. I'm sorry, for the good. He wasn't being flagrant with his abilities. He wasn't being the opposite of what people thought he was. He was saving people's lives. He was just being more forceful. And I thought that that was a little bit better for his character, because that's a shade of Superman we have never seen, and that was good because that revitalized the character. But his comics tanked, and the DC thought that, okay, well, let's do this and do this. But I think what really screwed them was when they depowered him. They should have never had him do that solar flare technique and lose all of his powers. That was the dumbest thing they ever did. What they should have done was they should have made him lose his powers, but made it where that he went back to his classic leap tall billings in a single bound. Like he's nowhere near as powerful as he was before. And if you read the comic, a lot of people got pissed off because they said, well, is so you're telling me the suit it makes him more powerful? No, the way that Kryptonian suit works is it makes him able to absorb more solar energy at a much quicker pace. It makes his body able to cannibalize the the solar energy a lot faster, because if you've seen one of his comics, he was off Earth and he was lifting a with a device with the help of a with the help of a scientist, and she designed the machinery to actually imitate the gravitational force of lifting a whole planet. And he was not in the suit. He was lifting it on his own strength. And he was doing it with one arm. And she was trying to test how strong he truly is. So everybody thought that it was just the suit. No, it was him. He was more, they made New 52 Superman more powerful than any other version of Superman. He was the strongest out of all of them because he was younger and he was actually able, and because of that suit, he got to the same strength as post-crisis Superman, post-death Superman. Because post-death Superman is everyone says that it's the most powerful version of Superman next to 1 million Superman, the one that went into the sun and absorbed the sun for over 1 million years, and he became a god basically. But that version is an Elseworld story. However, the New 52 Superman is supposed to be more powerful than even post-death Superman. He's supposed to be very, very powerful. And the suit only makes him able to absorb more solar energy. So he keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So even if he goes, let's say he flies off world, that suit will always have him at peak level. It won't let him lose whatever it has because it also absorbs solar energy. So it basically, as long as he keeps using his strengths and everything else, that suit will always keep feeding him solar energy. That suit was awesome. It was a great design of a suit. And then when he did the solar flare, and lost all of his powers, and he basically and all of his batteries were drained out. Then he tried to go back to the Force of Solitude, and it kicked him out because it didn't recognize him as a it didn't recognize him as Jor-El's son. It didn't recognize him as anything. I was like, what? Dude, his DNA should never have changed. What the heck happened? So, me personally, I gotta read that comic. I want to read all of it, the whole solar flare event, and give a better understanding about that because that was a very, very strange comic, and that made no sense. And I think a lot of people were upset about that. I personally thought it was a really good idea, depower him, but they depowered him all the way down to the point where he's about as strong as two men, and that's not strong at all. He's a little bit more durable than normal. It's like he's at like maybe like a 5% of the tank or maybe 2% of his tank. That's not good. So he could bleed. You know, like he has to be very, very careful. So I wish they didn't do that. I wish they when he did the solar flare, it zapped the crap out of him. But the thing was is that he was still the suit wouldn't recognize him. The suit won't put on top of him because he doesn't have enough solar energy for it to actually latch on, or however the technology works. Um, and and I know I explained that that's what the suit does, but that's not the technology behind the suit. That's just what the suit does. The technology of the suit is supposed to recognize him as the son of Jor-El. Now, you could say the suit's damaged. The suit is damaged. How the hell is he gonna? That's why he goes over to the Force of Solitude. Maybe the Force of Solitude could fix it, but the Force of Solitude doesn't recognize him. And you're wondering what's going on with that. You could say that is a hublub from something else. You could say a lot of stuff is going on that Superman doesn't have the fortress. He doesn't have his suit. He's now back to what he was 5 years ago, maybe longer before that. He's nowhere near as powerful as he was before. But he can still do leap tall buildings, single bound. He's bulletproof. But if you walk into him and shoot, like if you shoot him with a 50 cal, it hurts. Stuff like that. Like basically his golden age power level. That I think a lot of fans would be a lot more appreciative of that. You got him back down, and now he has to fight villains that he had a hard time. He had almost a hard time fighting when he was at his original power level. Dude, that would be fun writing because now he has to use his brain. And the only person you can go to help him use his brain and help him be able to learn how to fight is Batman, and Batman's gone. You have the Commissioner Gordon version of Batman, which is strange as hell. I don't know why they did that. But you have that version of Batman. And he's going, get out of my city. I need your help. And he goes, no, get out of my city. But you're Batman. I need your help. Nope, you got to get out of my city. You're a criminal. Blah, blah, blah. You know, that type of thing. And he's a criminal. You can say he's a criminal. You know, That would be interesting. Like I said, there's certain things they could have done and change and everything else. But the New 52 for Green Arrow was phenomenal. Batman was really good. Batman was phenomenal. The New 52 for Green Lantern was astounding. It was great character. I mean, great building for the whole universe itself. It was just like Wonder Woman was puzzling. Aquaman. Oh, Aquaman. New 52 Aquaman was phenomenal. Anybody who tells you that New 52 was a complete bust, laugh in their face. Truly laugh in their face. Say so. Batman was a failure. Green Lantern was a failure. Green Arrow was a failure. Aquaman was a failure. If it wasn't for New 52, we would not have this version of Aquaman. The New 52 version for Aquaman, his whole story was so good they actually kept it for Rebirth. They did the same thing for freaking Batman. They did the same thing for the Flash. They did the same thing for Green Arrow. They did the same thing for Green Lantern. They only changed the ones that didn't do so well. Those are the ones that failed. But all in all, they changed Teen Titans. They changed I'm sorry, not Dick Grayson. They changed Tim Drake for the New 52 because he was way different. He was way different. The whole Teen Titans got completely remodeled. It was very interesting, but it wasn't that good. And there were certain aspects in there, like certain superheroes in there that I thought, okay, cool, let's mix it up, let's get something good, but it just didn't pan out. So, like I said, there was a lot of things I liked about the New 52. There were some things I just did not like, and what they did for the Justice League, I kind of wish that they did not do. I think that they should have made it where you should have way more personality conflictions. Like at one point, you should have Aquaman flat out kind of tell him like, "Hey, wait a minute, I should be the leader. Why are we listening to this alien and a powerless guy in a suit? Why are we listening to these people?" And you have one woman sitting there defending one Superman like he could crush you like an egg. Really? Let's test that ability, shall we? And he pretty much beats, and he proves that he is stronger than Superman, but only because the first time when he uses that trident, it hurts Cal, and Cal goes, and he's afraid. He's afraid, and Batman's sitting there going, huh, okay. He understands. Magic hurts him. One of them's sitting there going, what the hell? They're all going shocked, and Aquaman's like, and Batman's sitting there going, okay, okay. He understands. He understands what the hell's going on. But he flat out tells them that, hey, you guys don't have to listen to me. He walks away. He goes, you don't have to listen to me at all. I'm just here to basically do the right thing. And he leaves. He leaves. He leaves the Justice League. Then you have Aquaman sitting there saying he's the leader and he tries to lead him and it doesn't work. It doesn't work because he's not very analytical. He's regal, but he's not analytical. He's not tactical. He's not tactical at all. And they're going, and even Superman kind of admits, like, dude, we need Batman. And Superman is just raking the scene. He's raking the scene because he's like, he wants this one and done. He's not dealing with this. He's not listening to Aquaman. He's going, okay, what do you want me to do? He goes, well, go up there and so you want me to be a bullet shield? Well, that's what you're bulletproof, right? He goes, but you're more powerful than me. Write that stuff. Like, write those conflictions. If Aquaman's going to be this type of guy that's going to stand forward and say, well, I'm bulletproof and I could do this and this and this and this and this, well, do it. Do it. Prove it to us. And he doesn't. He can't. He is nowhere near as strong, as fast as Superman. He's nowhere near it. Superman proves that I'm stronger than you. You could hurt me, yeah. But you're nowhere near as strong as me. You can't bench press a planet. You are not as fast. Dude, the Flash can actually outrun everybody here, but Superman can keep an eye on him. He can keep his eye on him. Aquaman can't. Aquaman is powerful. I mean, and you can see it from Hawk. Hawk will tell you, "Oh, Aquaman is way more powerful." No, he's not, dude. He's not. Not in New 52. In almost every version, he's nowhere near as powerful as Superman. If you put him in the water, yes, he is. He's way more powerful because his body is used to those depths. Superman's not. The gravity is different. The restrictions on his body is different. That and you could write a whole story that says that when Superman goes to Batman and he says he calls him Bruce and Bruce sitting there going, what do you guys want? They're going, it's not what they want, it's what I want. And you start slowly building their relationship that way, more than building up more. And he says, so what's going on with the kingly king? He goes, what's going on? He goes, well, he goes, I already know. And he turns around and he looks at me and he goes, what do you want? And he says, I want you to join with us again. No, you guys don't need me. He goes, and Clark tells him, no, we do need you. We do need you. This team cannot work effectively without every person bringing something to the table. Aquaman has the power of the sea. Wonder Woman has this. The Flash has the speed. Cyborg has the technology. Green Lantern has that ring. I could bring the power and the durability. He goes, Batman can bring the brains. No one on that team is analytically smarter than you. He admits it. He goes, no. And then he literally flat out tells Batman, do you understand the reason why I follow what you tell us to do? Why do you think we all follow what you tell us to do? And he kind of looks at me and goes, because when you make a plan, it works. It works because you know how we are. Like I know that you know that damn trident hurt me. So you know that magic hurts me. He goes, I'm not here to beg. I'm just asking you. He goes, well, what you just told me is kind of begging. and Alfred even kind of goes, well, Master Bruce, yeah, kind of. He goes, Master Kent, it is you begging. He goes, he goes, oh, okay, well, I'm begging. Please, can you join back up with us again? He goes, well, that's one. I'd like to have a majority vote, please. He literally says it. He literally he drops a mic right on Superman. Get the others to say yes, and I'll join up with you. So he goes, okay. So he flies off, and he turns around, and he literally says, and Alfred's sitting there going, how long do you think it's gonna take? He goes, I'm the world's greatest detective, and even I can't detect that. He goes, I'm the world's greatest detective, but not even I know that. I can give you a guess. He goes, what's your guess? Wonder Woman might not. Flash will be, Arthur will be no. Green Lantern will be eh. Cyborg will be good. Let's bring him back in. So you have two people that say yes and two people that are not iffy about it. And Wonder Woman will only say yes unless Superman says yes. And she goes, he goes, that's because and he literally says, that's because they're together. And Alfred's like, oh. He goes, they just don't know it yet. And he goes right back to his thing. As he's telling him this, he's detecting, he's doing he's analyzing a crime scene as he's talking to Alfred, telling him that this is exactly what is going to happen. This is what he guessed, but this is probably what's going to happen. So they go against this one other villain again. They go against this villain. I would have made it the Key. The Key would be an awesome villain. He was pretty cool in the New 52. He has the powers to open up any dimensional portal he wants. And you could have made him the new Molecule Man type. He knows the full truth. He knows that something else is. He knows that the New 52 this should not have happened. He even says it to them. He goes, "Wait a minute, where's Batman?" They're like, and Arthur's like, "We don't need him. Let's just take him down." He goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! You guys don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa!" And he tells them, "Wait a minute, you guys don't know. This is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen." They're like, okay, and Flash and they're going, okay, he's crazy, let's stop him. Like, he goes, whoa, 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 guys, listen, ladies, please listen to me. This is not who you're supposed to be. This is not who you're supposed to be. Where's Batman? Where is he? He needs to be a part of this. And they're like, and that's what stops Superman. He goes, and he literally says, wait a minute, what do you mean this is not what it's supposed to be? He goes, listen, something has happened. Something changed all of this. And the Flash and they're going, like, what do you mean changed? And he goes, this is not supposed to be how this universe is supposed to be. And we're all thinking, oh, wow, so he knows about Flashpoint? He knows about time travel and everything? Yes, because the Key can open up any dimensional portal he wants. Dimensions can be time and space and relative reality. So he knows about he knows about the freaking multiverse. He could be your Molecule Man type man because Molecule Man knows about the multiverse. He's the most powerful living entity in all of Marvel. The most powerful. No one other than gods can take down Molecule Man. No one other than gods. He's extreme. He can create universes if he wants to, because he controls the molecule. He controls everything down to its molecular state. The key is different. He can't do that, but he can actually. He has the power to open up any dimensional portal he wants. Doesn't matter. Dimensions again could be time, space, and relative reality. That means dimensions. That means he can go back and forth in time, or he can open up to the multiverse itself. He can open up portals to go from one place to the other within any confine. He's extraordinarily powerful for DC. He can go anywhere, and even he says, "Dude, this is not supposed to be. What the hell?" Because he can walk on the source wall and it won't absorb him. Because he can just go and goes right and get the heck out of there. He can go anywhere he wants. The only place he cannot go is beyond the source wall. He can't go there. Once if he opens a portal there, he will go in and he will never come out. Because it is the face of gods. He cannot go there. He even says it. He tried and it almost pulled him in, like it almost grabbed him and pulled him in. He was like, nah, and he closed the door. He even mentions it. He says he goes, I'm not a bad guy. He goes, yeah, I did bad things and everything, but something changed. Something massively changed. He even says, I tried going to the source wall to figure out what the heck happened. And when he tried to go beyond it, he tried to figure out what the heck happened. It almost pulled him in. And Superman goes, you went where? He goes, the source wall. You guys know nothing about the source wall? Huh? Whoa. How about, okay, New Gods? No. Dark Side? No. No, nothing about it. Yeah, he goes, yeah, we know, but yeah, we fought that guy before. He goes, oh, okay, so you guys fought Dark Side. Okay. All right, so you fought his parademons and everything else. Yeah, he tried to molecular. They mentioned to him what happened in the first comic, and he goes, wait a minute, Darkseid doesn't do that. And they go, what? He goes, yeah, he doesn't do that. They're just genetically created. He doesn't change people into those things. They're like, what? He literally tells them who Darkseid is. He goes, wait a minute, okay, whoa. And he goes, okay, where? He goes, okay, he goes, Aquaman, right? He goes, and he tells him and he's literally telling him like, what the heck is going on here? And then that's when Flash comes forward and says, okay, this might be because of me. They're like, what? And he mentions to him about Flashpoint. He goes, you did what? He goes, yeah. And he goes, and I tried to fix it, and for some reason everything completely changed. And he goes, but I only have small remnants of memories. He goes, wait a minute, that doesn't do that. And that gives you your understanding, and that is your. And he goes, that could be it, but no. He goes, but that's not that. There's something else. Like it's like someone came in and changed it. You trying to fix it means that it's supposed to flow more naturally. This means someone came in and changed it. That's what the key is trying to mention. That's why the key's sitting there confused. But when he leaves and they says, no, he will cause no more problems. You guys are never going to see him again. He's going to go off to go find out what the heck is going on. And in the button, you reintroduce the key again, and the key comes in and says, he knows who's behind this, and he gets zapped away. So someone is powerful enough to restrain the key. A guy that you just met that came in the middle of the New 52, who flat out just told everybody that somebody is screwing around with things. This is not how it's supposed to be. And that's how you get the understanding if you go back in the comic and read, and it tells you that, hey, guess what? The key is just telling you that things are not supposed to be this way. The Flash comes in and says, well, that's because I did this Flashpoint and everything. He goes, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Because he mentions to you, like, that doesn't make any sense. Just because you change time's supposed to make it flow more naturally. This is artificial. This feels artificial. This feels like this is not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. And that's when Flash goes, huh? And they don't understand that because because even the Flash kind of goes, he goes, he can understand what he's talking about, but the rest of them are going, So when he leaves, the Justice League goes, he goes, what the heck? Okay. And that's when Superman presents to them, okay, we need to fix this. We need to fix this right now. One, we need Batman back. And they're sitting there going, no, we don't because of this. Superman says, okay, here's the problem we have. We have an Amazonian princess. He labels it out. Amazonian princess. Warrior. Trained to be able to fight in any type of situation, but not a tactical genius. Not a strategical genius. We have a king who can lead people, but he's not a tactical genius or a strategical genius. Not trained to look at a situation, be able to analyze how to take it down. He just listens to advisors, and the advisors tell him what to do. So are you gonna call your advisors every single time? And he goes, and Aquaman just gets angrier and angrier. He's telling them like, no, we need Batman. This man, yes, he's in a suit. He has no powers, but he's fought villains way stronger than him, and he's able to survive and beat them. And if we're not having Batman in here, I'm not joining. I'm out. And they're going, what? He goes, I'm out. If Batman's not here, I'm out. We need him. I'm sorry. Yes, I butt heads with him all the time and everything, but hey, he speaks the truth. He doesn't hold it back. He is the brains of this whole situation, and that's when Aquaman goes, okay, well, I'll settle that right here and now. We got a half computer man who could basically do the same things, but here's the thing. Cyborg even says, he goes, no, I can get that knowledge, yeah, but I have no experience how to use it correctly or wisdom. Flat, I just don't. It takes time. That's experience. That's more experience. He goes, it's the same as any one of you with your powers. You can have all the greatest powers in the world, but without experience and wisdom how to use it correctly, it's going to be for naught. You know what I mean, you're not going to be at your fullest potential. And then the Flash kind of goes, yeah, I mean, that's how I was able to use my speed. I mean, and then he goes, and even freaking Green Lantern goes, yeah, I mean, it's experience. He goes, I mean, quite possibly, he goes, out of all of us, Bruce has probably the most experience on how to fight loads of people and get away with it without having much of a scratch. He's one man saving a whole city. I mean, he has no powers. How can we could? I mean, they even say like, how can we even think of that? He's nowhere near our league. How can we think of less of him that way? I kind of find and he literally says I find it. He goes I feel bad that he walked away. It's not about your bloodline. It's about who could best represent the skill sets of everybody here at the table. And it, Batman is. He goes, listen, Batman is Batman. He come off as a jerk, yeah, but the thing is that he at one point he doesn't need to be here if we can handle it. And then that's kind of what turns the whole team over. Goes, no, we need him. And Arthur kind of relents because he's like, well, I mean, he goes, then what the heck do I bring to the table? He goes, you have the whole ocean. You can bring an army if we need an army. So can Green Lantern. So can freaking Diana. If we need an army, you three can bring it. You could bring the Green Lanterns. She could bring the Amazonians, and you could bring all of Atlantis and the ocean life. You got armies. So I mean, you have the power of all of the Earth and the universe at our side if we need it. But we don't need it because we should be powerful enough to be able to take care of it. So that's why I felt that's what they should have did in the Justice League. They should have had more personality conflicts between them, especially with Aquaman and the rest of the team. Because again, he's the king. He feels that he should be the rightful leader of the team, but he's not. He doesn't represent Earth. He doesn't represent earthly values. Arthur has more of a regalness about himself. He has more of a I'm the king of the seven seas, which means I'm the king of the world basically. The world is the 70% of the world is water, and I control all of it. But he has problems going down. He has so many problems going down in Atlantis at the time. It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, you got problems down there, bro. Superman can be anywhere he wants. He go there, 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 there. So can Flash there, there. He can go anywhere he wants. They can go anywhere he wants. But Superman can come in, fly, do something, and fly away. Fly, come in, lift up something, and put it where it needs to go, fly away. So Superman he has the total package to do whatever he wants. So it's not like he has to protect he can protect the ocean, he can protect the world. But the thing is, he has to have his own personal life. Batman he's one man in a tech suit, and he's protecting all of Gotham. And Gotham is big. Gotham is not a small city. It's a huge city. It's bigger than Metropolis. It's huge in Metropolis. It is big. Landmass, it's big. Metropolis is a little bit smaller than Gotham, but it's large. It has a lot of skyscrapers. A lot. So, I mean, it's just up to you to want to believe it. Because remember, Bloodhaven's part of Gotham. You have the Narrows, which is part of Gotham. You have upper cities of Gotham. You have amusement mall. There's so many places. Because Bloodhaven is part of Gotham. It's part of Gotham. It's in some occasions it's not because it's so far away from Gotham. But in other occasions, it's like down the street. And then, of course, the Narrows, and the Narrows is like the poorest section of Gotham. It's the poor section of Gotham. Then you have the amusement mile. Then you have Otisburg, and you have upper city version of Gotham. You have the rich section of Gotham. You have old Gotham. You have old Gotham. You have the oh god. There's so many places in Gotham. It's huge. It's a huge city. Huge. So we have to see. We really do have to see. But this is about Young Justice. Um, I, I'm gonna keep up with it. I'm gonna keep up with it. And sorry, I went on a tangent. But the point is, I'm gonna keep up with God. I'm gonna keep up with Young Justice. Um, I think that Brian Michael Bendis is doing a pretty good job with it. I think that he's going to. Ooh, sorry, I just woke up. So I think that he's going to do a really good job with it. Just keep him reined. Just keep him reined on what he's supposed to be doing, and I think that a lot of us are going to be very very happy with it. Um, but we have to see the end result because a lot of the situations that they're building up inside the comics, I'm scared for Tim Drake. I think that they're going to try to kill Tim Drake off. I think they're going to try to make him go away. They might kill him, kill his character, and if they kill his character, I think a lot of fans are gonna be livid. Other fans will be like, I don't care, but I think a lot of fans will be very, very upset. And there gonna be some that says I don't care. Other ones gonna be like, I mean, it's not like they can't bring him back. I think no, if he dies, he dies. He's not coming back. I think they're never going to bring him back because he's a lesser known Robin. And they're focusing a lot on Damian Wayne, especially in DCU, DCAU, and also the DC Comics. They're doing a lot more focus on Damian Wayne. And he doesn't, and Tim doesn't have the huge level of prestige as Dick Grayson and Jason Todd because Dick Grayson, duh, but also the fact that Jason Todd, he's now the Red Hood. He has one of the most popular stories written. I'm sorry, Tim Drake doesn't. He hasn't had a really out. He hasn't had a really big moment in breakout comic. He hasn't had one. And Damian Wayne is the son of Bruce Wayne, so it's like he gets an automatic ahead of the line of everybody, and that sucks. That's bad. Honestly, that's bad marketing. I feel that that's bad marketing and it's bad writing for on DC's part because they're just because of Damian Wayne's bloodline that gives him a head of the pass on everybody. No, that's not fair. That's not fair to Tim. It's not fair to Jason. It's not fair to Dick. And they were there first. They were there. They were the boys that helped Bruce become the father for Damian. That's just the way it is. If he didn't, honestly, and I said this in previous videos, he's very friendly towards Dick Grayson. He's very loving towards Dick Grayson. This boy represents the childhood that Bruce lost, and Jason represents the anger he feels towards losing his parents. Tim is the Bruce Wayne before all of them. And he didn't want Tim Drake near him. He didn't want Tim Drake. Tim Drake grew on him, and he loves him almost like a true son. He respects the crap out of him. He was the son that helped him treat all the other Robins as partners, not as sidekicks. He didn't. At first treated him like a sidekick, but then he grew to become a partner. He relies on Tim Drake a lot of times too, because Tim has a very unique, keen understanding about things, and he's very analytical himself, and it's respectful. Damien is his son. He loves his son. I'm not gonna say which way about it, but um, what I don't like is I don't like the fact that they make Damien ahead of the line of everybody. So we got to see the end of Young Justice. I think that they're gonna end it in January. Let's see, yeah, I think in January. I think January is gonna be the last issue for Brian Michael Bendis, or they might keep it going. I don't know yet. But the I think things are gonna go well for Brian Michael Bendis. I think that this is probably the best for him because he gets to play with with a team up kids, with team up and kids, and he's able to have fun with it. I hope someone comes along and redoes that Drake code name, and put him back as Red Robin. Um, and give him a little and get him. I would like for them to do him a little bit closer to his New 52 edge, where he was dead on like Bruce. He was dead on like Bruce. He was a young Bruce Wayne, and but it was more of Batman Bruce Wayne, very very detective, lone wolf. But he treated his team like his team. He treated his team like it's his team, but he didn't mingle with them very much, and it made them feel very nervous, especially in the New 52 Teen Titans. And again, I love that comic. I love that comic. It was very cool. And what they did with Cassie Windmark, I was like, what the hell? It was what they did with her was weird. Especially how she got her powers and everything else, and then when she was able to control the suit and everything else, it was very weird. I wanted to go further with that book. I bought that book. I bought all of it from the first all the way up till I believe when she met the guy that had the opposite suit, and it was supposed to be the guy that she loved and everything else before she started going dating Tim. And I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool, and I thought that was the best thing they could have did with the characters. But I would like to have that version of Tim, a very Bruce Wayne type of Tim, but not objectively cold. He's just very analytical, very stoic, very very stoic. That he's thinking of the bigger picture while trying to help them get to the bigger picture. Because all of them are not going to be like him, and that's perfectly fine. But I want them to make that version of Tim Drake and make him move forward with that. Like how is he going to have to become um, a new version of himself? Because I'm sorry, his last name. I mean, using his last name as his code name is stupid. Is stupid. It's very very cartoony. It's a very cartoony thing. So I think they need to find a new name for him, and and make it in the realm of a Robin. So guess what? They're not going to kill him off, because if that rule stands that no Robin dies in the middle of a crisis event, and if they're trying to make this universe so grandeur, and especially the whole DC universe becoming so grandeur, they're going to do another crisis, and they might call it something else, and it's going to cause a lot of damage if they start killing off certain characters. And if Robins are part of this, and they go by, and they're and no, and if every Robin is protected, and Tim is not considered a Robin, bye bye. And the only reason why they're not going to kill Jason Todd is because he already died. He already died, and people love his character. He's pretty much the Punisher. He is the Punisher. He is our version of the Punisher, or Moon Knight. He's pretty much almost our version of Moon Knight or Punisher, and they're not going to kill him off. There's no way. There's no way. They might do it in a story arc, but they're not going to kill him. So, like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. This is some of the videos I'll be trying to get out today. Um, I'm gonna try to get as many as I can out starting today on Sunday. Mainly because I am gonna be so busy for because of Thanksgiving, and also for my day job. I will not be able to get that many videos out. I will try to watch that episode of Titans. I will try to watch the season finale, and I will try to get something out by the next week to have for you guys to for a season finale wrap, and also I want to do a complete seasonal wrap up of the whole season and tell you guys what I think of the whole season and for each character, for Nightwing, for from Nightwing all the way down to Crypto the dog. So I mean, I'll try to have as many as I can out as possible. Just yeah, I want you guys to have a happy holidays out there. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and forgive me. I've heard about this COPPA thing, but I'm so small. I'm not gonna. This channel is not made to try to make advertisements and everything because then I have to make them a certain way. I'm gonna talk to Hawk about that too because I mean we want to get viewers, but we also don't want to get ourselves to a point where we have to do advertisements because by doing advertisements that means that we have to co-scribe to the rules and regulations. I'm willing to do the rules and regulations as long as I'm not making any money off of this, and I don't want to because then that means I'm gonna have to that means this is a job, and I don't want to do a second job on something that I'm gonna have fun doing. So I'm going to talk to Hawk and make him understand that there's some new rules and regulations going on, and it's going to cause a lot more strife. So thanks for joining me. You guys have a great one. Bye.